Welcome to another Nonsense Wars production. Today we will disassemble and repair a 12-volt train motor, but first let's look at the problem. This unit runs not particularly well when wired directly to the regulator, but the corroded contacts prevent it from picking up power from the track. I want to replace the pickups with new ones and clean the moving parts as well. I'm going to reference a Eurobricks post by Andromeda from more than 10 years ago, which I will link in the video description. LEGO unfortunately glued the 12-volt motor together, unlike with the 9-volt motor, so we actually have to do some cutting. For this procedure, Andromeda recommends making a jig to support the motor inverted, but I will just stud some fake bricks on top. Now we can use a knife to cut about a millimeter or two into the seams on the bottom, going around clockwise and counterclockwise to get into the corners. After this procedure, we can already see one corner starting to separate, but we can't cut the glue directly on top of the bottom panel, so we have to use some force. For that, we actually do need a jig to properly support the top half, but if I build it with just bricks, it only supports the shell from the tabs. Thus, Andromeda suggests making the jig out of fake bricks and gluing some plastic shims on the sides, following the outline of the upper shell. I cut the shims out of an old credit card and made them exactly one brick tall to match the supporting bricks. Andromeda put shims on both sides of his jig, but this procedure only seems to require supporting one end. We now need to put some sort of rod into one of the contact holes and give it a good thwack. This should start breaking some of the glue that we can't cut and ultimately let us pull the top and bottom halves apart. If this doesn't work, try cutting a little more before hitting harder. When pulling the two halves apart, some of the internals may go with the top and some of the internals may go with the bottom. Everything should eventually just fall out except for the motor shaft. This clips into the base and we have to push it out with something from the bottom. Be careful not to bend or break any of the metal strips connected to the big blocks. There's 2 brushes for the motor and 4 contacts for the pins. The 12-volt motor has a similar number of parts as the 9-volt motor: a top and bottom shell, 2 electrical blocks, which in this case also act as weights, a motor core with worm gears, and the 2 axles. Instead of additional gear stages, we get the 4 pickup plugs. Furthermore, in this version, a C-type, the upper shell comes in 2 parts, perhaps such that we could replace the pin if we could source another one. With the motor apart, I will, of course, take the opportunity to clean all the parts of dust and debris, but mostly debris. I can scrub most of the parts with a toothbrush and some rubbing alcohol, but the hair entangled with the axles may need special attention. The wheel assemblies can come apart, but I found dismantling them almost as difficult as opening the casing in the first place. First, we need to remove the circlips with some needle nose pliers, though mine didn't actually clip that tightly and I could almost remove them by hand. Next comes the hard part. We need to detach the metal band around the wheel hubs by pushing on their rims through the hole for the connecting rods. This part is extremely fiddly, and I could not get some bands. Once they come off, though, we can simply pull the wheels off. The motor has one more removable part that probably does not need cleaning. Since the drivetrain uses worm gears, the motor shaft wants to slide back and forth, and the electrical blocks house tiny pads that limit that movement and protect the blocks themselves. These pads slide out fairly easily, and they could use some grease, but probably don't actually warrant removing. With all the parts cleaned, we can start reassembling the motor. But first, let's take a moment to compare the condition of the new and old pickups. For the record, I bought these from Cesar's Bricks in Canada for $10 a set. Anyway, it helps to elevate the base for reassembly. I just have it out on a couple of fake 2x4s. First, drop in the pickups, followed by the two wheel sets. I also added a tiny drop of machine oil to all the bearings at this point. Place the A-side electrical block first, because the electrical brush on this side goes beneath the motor core. Then we can install the core and clip the two plastic bearings into the base. Afterward, place the B-side electrical block with the electrical brush on top of the motor core. Here I added a bit of oil to the motor bearings and worm gears as well, and now we only have the shell left. I wanted to see if I could avoid gluing the case back together. For now, I've secured each of the four sides with a little bit of Scotch tape, and we'll see how well it holds up. Finally, the performance of the repaired motor surprised me. Not only did the connectivity improve, the motor ran extremely smoothly, even compared to the refurbished unit I bought previously. I was almost convinced that 12 volt would simply never be that smooth. That being said, I'm very happy with this rebuild, to the point that I might even refurb the refurb motor. On that note, this is the end of the video. Please consider subscribing if you like what we do, and have a nice day.